Hey, wait, I've got a new complaint. Minimum wage keeps me up every night. Hey, wait, I've got a new complaint. Forever in debt because of chartered flights. Oh, the complaint department's working overtime in the WNBA dump. And just to be clear, the vast majority of these complaints from dump divers end up in the incinerator. Cathy Engelbert, she may be the diva of dump divas, but that doesn't mean she's a dummy. She knows her bearded beauties are known to complain on a daily basis. No one's got the time to read through hundreds, maybe thousands of complaints every day. Being the smart diva that she is, Cat Engelbert, she has instructed her employees to drop their demands in the complaint box, which has them land directly in the incinerator, never to be seen again. However, if you're a dump diver with status, if you're a trash engineer with name recognition, you've got the power to capture the attention of the dump queen. Earlier this month, the Phoenix Masculines, they were in Dallas to compete against the Dallas Wankers. As soon as the competition ran out of Preparation H, the Masculines, they boarded the Greyhound bus to head directly to the Dallas airport. Once they made it through security, Bob Griner and her fellow Masculines, they were making their way through the terminal. In the WNBA, they call that exercise, training. After their 2,000-step workout, Bobby G, she stopped to buy some snacks. Tutti Fruities, Fruity Pebbles, Skittles, rainbow-flavored snacks. As Bobby was digging for loose change and negotiating a discount with the vendor, please give me a discount. Even though I'm famous for being a convicted felon, I'm still poor. I maxed out my food stamps last week purchasing just for men. As the negotiation was taking place, Bob Griner was approached by a curious Alex Stein. Since returning from her Russian vacation, Bobby G, she's been treated as a deity by the mainstream media. They refused to ask the question that normal people wanted to know. Alex Stein, he took it upon himself to do the media's job for him. It was a simple, innocent exchange. Watch it for yourself.
Do you still want to boycott America, Brittney?
Stop. Get off me.
Stop. Stop. I'm weird. Why? She hates America.
That was pretty innocent, right? Not according to Brittney Griner and her fellow WNBA dump divers. No! This was extremely dangerous. We are not used to this level of recognition. We are used to asking for autographs at the airport. We are not used to being approached by real masculinity, asking us tough questions like, do you appreciate America? Oh, that question stumps me every time. Now you would think the WNBA would appreciate this free publicity from Alex Stein. I was expecting Bob Griner to send Alex Stein an appreciation package. Nice little thank you note, maybe some complimentary tickets to an NBA game. But Casey, wouldn't she send him complimentary tickets to a WNBA game? No. All WNBA tickets are classified as complimentary. They give tickets away for free, and they still can't fill arenas to 50% capacity. I was expecting gratitude from Brittney Griner. I was expecting gratitude from the WNBA. Instead, what are we hearing from the dump divers? More complaints. For the last 3 weeks, for the last 3 years, the number one complaint in the dump has been this supposed need for chartered flights. Trash engineers, they want the luxury of private airfare while traveling across the country to repair dumps in need of maintenance. Now, when you hear the term rock bottom, what do you think of? Casey, I think of The Rock's finishing move in the WWF. Yeah, I can understand that. I mean, The Rock, he hasn't performed that move in many years, and it's still more popular than the WNBA. Now, me personally, though, when I hear the term rock bottom, I think of recovering addicts. People who struggle with substance abuse, you often hear them talk about needing to hit rock bottom. People who are ultra successful, they often hit a personal rock bottom before achieving their success. Typically, rock bottom is used to describe the lowest point in someone's life, the worst of the worst. Now, according to Brittney Griner, her innocent exchange with Alex Stein, that was not only her personal rock bottom, it was also rock bottom for the WNBA. Watch it for yourself.
Obviously, on the one hand, you'd never want things to hit a rock bottom for change to happen. At the other hand, is what the players have been asking for a while.
It's a shame that it had to get to rock bottom, because I feel like waiting for something to happen and then making a change, you don't know what that something's going to be. We've all seen what can happen in this world, and when you play the let's wait and see game, you're really playing with fire. You're playing with people's lives. So.
How out of touch can you be? First of all, did you notice how ESPN set up this question to perfection? Bob Griner's never been confused with Confucius. There are dozens of known qualities in the dump. Intelligence ain't one of them. Doesn't take a genius to figure out unique ways to airball layups. Now, this pretend reporter, I'm assuming, was from ESPN. They set up this question perfectly. Bob, I want to express my condolences. I am sorry that you had to endure this harassment from the evil white man. But I want to know, why did the WNBA have to hit rock bottom for real change to happen? Real change? Rock bottom? A previously unknown dump diver, who is now a semi-household name in America, being approached by a YouTuber at an airport. That's what ESPN calls rock bottom? When you look at the 27-year history of the WNBA, 27 years of participants being completely unknown to 100% of the population, to have one dump diver finally being recognized in public, I would call that success, not rock bottom. Now, due to the inability to think for herself, Brittney Griner ran with the false notion that this was rock bottom for the WNBA. I'm tired of the league playing around with my safety. Cathy Engelbert is playing with people's lives just to save $1. Well, yeah, there's a reason that Cathy Engelbert tightly controls the WNBA budget, WNBA dollars. The dump doesn't have discretionary income. The WNBA, they are not even living paycheck to paycheck. Hell, they don't even receive paychecks. They receive invoices. The bank had to quit hitting them with overdraft charges because they don't have the money to pay them. Even though the WNBA can't afford chartered flights, the constant media pressure, along with the never-ending complaints from dump divers, it finally forced Cathy Engelbert to acquiesce to their demands. For the remainder of the season, the WNBA is allowing teams to book chartered flights. Translation: this league just found another way to lose money. I swear, these women are hastening their own demise. If I remember correctly, chartered flights are going to cost the WNBA between $25 and $30 million a season. Now, that doesn't sound like a lot of money for the NFL, the NBA. That revenue can be generated from ticket sales for one game, but the dump, they can't generate 25 cents, much less $25 or $25 million. Now, the NBA hasn't released financials for their WNBA tax write-off in 3 or 4 years. The last set of financials that were released, this dump was losing over $10 million a season, every year. Now, this is just speculation, but I would imagine the NBA hasn't released the WNBA financials because the loss has gotten worse. You add another $25 million to the balance sheet, the WNBA is likely to lose between $30 and $40 million this year. That is not sustainable. Like I said, these women are hastening their own demise. At this point, they are lucky those paychecks aren't bouncing when the NBA donates their woke welfare every 2 weeks. But Bob Griner is not the only dump diver that is complaining in the WNBA. We also have a new complaint, brand new, original complaint from Aja Wilson. KC, who in the hell's AJ Williams? AJ is one of the top employees at the landfill in Las Vegas. I actually feel bad for those trash collectors. Not only are you surrounded by toxic waste all day, you're having to process all that trash in the Las Vegas heat. Triple-digit temperatures, they make the job that much harder. Now, of course, temperatures are the only thing WNBA players in Las Vegas are used to seeing in triple digits. They damn sure don't see triple digits on those paychecks. Now, you would think with attendance declining in the WNBA, with most teams struggling to fill the front row with complimentary tickets, you would think, when a dump diver is approached with legitimate interest from someone to attend their game, they would bend over backwards to accommodate them. I mean, seriously, how often does someone express interest in attending a WNBA game? My guess is never. Over the weekend, Mikhail Bridges contacted A'ja Wilson on Twitter, asking when she would be competing in her next pretend basketball game. Now, just to be clear, Mikhail Bridges, he's a real basketball player. This dude plays in the NBA. Well, Casey, why would he have any interest in traveling to a pretend basketball game? Your guess is as good as mine. I would imagine he is fulfilling his contractual obligations to the NBA. Maybe Adam Silver's forcing teams to include clauses in player contracts demanding NBA players attend at least one WNBA game per season. Or maybe Mikhail Bridges has an affinity for masculine women and he wanted to see them up close and personal. Either way, the reasoning doesn't matter. For the first time in history, someone was expressing legitimate interest in the WNBA. Not only that, Mikhail Bridges, he knew who to contact. He knew who A'ja Wilson was. This was not your typical exchange WNBA players are used to. They're not used to seeing interest like this. Normally, when a WNBA player's approached, it's something like, "Hey, can you grab my bags?" Not this time, though. Mikhail Bridges, he was being sincere. How did A'ja Wilson respond? Did she respond by giving him the phone number for security so he could pick up his complimentary tickets at the front gate of the dump? Did she offer him VIP tickets so he could be the only person sitting on the buckets in the front row? No and no. A'ja Wilson responded by telling Mikhail Bridges to leave her alone. "Leave me alone. We cool over here." Leave you alone? That's what people have been doing for the last 27 years. You have been left alone to play games in front of empty arenas. A'ja Wilson followed that up by claiming now all these weird dudes are going to be all up in my mentions. I highly, highly doubt it. If I'm A'ja Wilson, I'd be more worried about Bob Griner flirting with me. I don't think I'd be worried about some lonely dude on Twitter who spends his free time watching Night Nurses from Jersey. There is a real epidemic prevalent throughout the WNBA. It's this epidemic of entitlement. I am entitled to charter flights because I'm a pretend basketball player. I am entitled to reject interest in a league that is literally begging for attention. I mean, damn! These women have been begging to be noticed for decades. How many times have WNBA players blamed misogyny for low interest in their league? Now you have an NBA player expressing interest and you reject him? No wonder dudes don't watch this league. If I were Mikhail Bridges, I would have told A'ja Wilson, "Hey, have fun playing in front of that empty arena." I am telling you right now, it is going to be a battle this offseason in the WNBA. These chartered flights they're getting right now, that's not sustainable. You can't cut player salaries to afford charter flights. The flights cost more than every WNBA player's salary combined. One of two things I think are going to happen this offseason. Cathy Engelbert will once again have to beg for sympathy money from woke corporations, or she's going to have to remove the privilege of chartered flights. If the latter happens, the complaint department will damn sure be working overtime because the entitlement is not going away. Dump divers, they are playing the safety angle here to get chartered flights, but that's a myth. It's bullshit. Outside of Bob Griner, no other WNBA player gets noticed in the airport or in public for that matter. These women are literally hastening their own demise. They are biting the hand that feeds them, which is fine with me, and I'm sure most normal people are fine with it too. For years, normal people have been hoping this league would fold. How ironic would it be if the WNBA went out of business or went out of charity because of their own players? Give me your thoughts. Here we go again with the complaints in the WNBA. Brittney Griner claims the Alex Stein incident was rock bottom, the declining attendance not rock bottom, the atrocious ratings aren't rock bottom, 10 months in Russian prison, that ain't rock bottom. Finally being recognized in public, that's rock bottom for Brittney Griner. Mikhail Bridges expresses interest in the WNBA and A'ja Wilson outright rejects him. They can't give away free tickets, but they are willing to reject a paying customer. Give me your thoughts. Sound off in the comments below. Make sure to like and subscribe. Click the notification bell to receive all notifications from the channel. Best way to contact me is by email at btlkc84@gmail.com, KC_BTL84 on Twitter. I'll see you guys later.